Hello, today we're going to be talking about why gear matters. Now, I know that you've probably heard online from many sources, and probably later in this week you'll hear me even say that gear doesn't matter. And that's correct to a point. So this is a short video, and I'm going to give you 3 reasons why gear actually does matter. The first reason why gear matters is that you can't shoot a focal length you don't have. If you only brought your 70 to 200, well, you can only shoot 70 to 200 millimeters, right? You can't shoot 300, you can't shoot 5, right? You're limited to the lenses you have, and of course, there are 2 important caveats to that, right? People will tell you that, oh, you can do a wider equivalent if you do something like a panorama, right? Or you can crop in to get a, if you crop in to 2 times, you have a 140 to 200, right? Well, the problem with that is that sometimes panos don't stitch because you're shooting something that maybe the pattern is a little bit too regular, and so Photoshop, Affinity Photo, whatever you're using to stitch them together might not be able to. And then on top of that, sometimes panos don't come out really well because you have parallax errors, right? So there is a limit, is what I'm saying. And then on top of that, for cropping, right, as you crop in, the more you crop, the worse image quality you're going to get. You're going to amplify the noise and any sort of little mistakes that the lens might have, chromatic aberrations get worse, right? So there is also a limit to how much you can crop in. So there really is no replacement for good gear when it comes to your focal length. All right, so the second reason that gear matters is that your ISO isn't infinite, right? So like, for example, this is an f4 lens, which means that if I'm shooting in a low light situation, if I'm already at f4 and I want to continue to keep the reciprocal rule because I don't have a tripod around or something like that, right? I still want sharp photographs. I'm gonna need to either use a flash, which is another piece of gear, so, right, gear matters, or I'm gonna have to up my ISO, which is gonna cause more noise in my image, which is gonna reduce my image quality, right? And generally speaking, you wanna maximize your image quality. So in low light situations, there's nothing that really beats having fast glass, right? While I love the range of my 24 to 70, using a 50-1.8 is going to allow me to shoot in darker situations with less noise. All right, so the third reason why gear matters is that your time just isn't infinite, right? There are a lot of things that are packed into even prosumer compared to like hobbyist or entry-level DSLRs that will speed up your workflow a lot faster than if you had to do the same thing manually. For example, I like using a 5 exposure bracket. I can do that automatically with this 6D Mark II. I can't do that with the 20D or this Rebel or my older Rebel that I used to have, right? Those are either they don't have auto exposure bracketing, or the auto exposure bracketing only goes up to 3 photos. The time that I save having to think about how to set that up and do that, right, allows me to go out, get the shot that I want to get it immediately, and then move on to something else that I might want to shoot, right? Because a lot of times when the light's right, and you have maybe a couple of minutes to deal with it. That covers 3 reasons why gear actually does matter. And of course, again, I would feel remiss if I didn't state that gear mattering doesn't mean that you can't take good photos with your kit. It just means that sometimes you're gonna miss photos because you don't have the right kit. That's it. So if you like the video, go ahead and like it. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And when you do subscribe, don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified when we have videos. Leave a comment below for your argument for why gear matters or why it doesn't matter. Tell me I'm wrong. Whatever it's all engagement to me. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.